Hello, I'm the biochemist and I've got an experiment. I'm combing through the entire PS1 catalog, trying to find the classics, the flops, and everything in between. Today's game I picked because, well, it's that time of the year. The NBA Finals are upon us. But does this game live up to the rest of the NBA Jam series? We'll find out in a minute. But first, we gotta start where all games start, and that's the cover art. 30 seconds ago. I gotta say it's solid. We have Shawn Kemp absolutely posterizing a Rockets player. I think it's Old Man Drexler, but I'm not 100% sure. It's just a straight up picture. No wacky effects, no wacky edits, just raw power. How a sports game cover should be. We do have the iconic NBA Jam logo in the top right and on fire no less. And that's about it. I can't really complain.
Hooray!
How do the Japanese and European covers look? Nope, that's right, it wasn't released over there. They don't get the privilege of NBA basketball. Yeah, this game isn't it. And it's a shame too. I love the NBA, and I love NBA jamming, so it was really a disappointment when this game didn't live up to expectations.
Oh yeah? Tough guy?
It's a simple game of basketball where there are barely any rules. You can shove your opponents without fouling, do crazy high-octane dunks. Should be great, right? Well, I'd say the biggest sin in this game is its camera. But BIOS, how could they mess it up, you might ask? NBA Jam should have a really simple camera system, just swooping left and right, up and down the court, but no. NBA Jam Extreme tries to do way too much by zooming in a lot, making it very difficult to follow the ball most of the time. The shot clock can pop up and obscure your view of the ball. A friggin' stupid blimp flies around the arena. It can get in front of your ball too. Sometimes the ball just goes off screen and you have no idea where it is. How can you make a basketball game have so many distractions? One thing that's not a distraction though is the scoreboard. The UI is so tiny and generic that it can easily be overlooked despite obviously conveying some very important information like, I don't know, the score and how much time's left in the quarter. What's another important piece of information you might need to know while playing a basketball video game? Oh yeah, that's right, probably which guy you're controlling. Nah, it says NBA Jam Extreme. You don't need to know that. That's why we didn't put any sort of indicator to show who you are during the action. No nameplate, no arrow, no colored circles or anything, nothing. Some sounds are good and emulate the NBA arena atmosphere. Others are just oddly out of place though, like the classical music that'll play sometimes. Other times you'll get this gem. I do like that they attempted to have instant replays, even if they're often off-center and sometimes just bad looking straight up. It's the thought that counts though. I do also enjoy the little dances that sometimes play. When you score a basket, it injects a bit of flavor into the game, even if there's only like 4 or 5 animations. Alright, what else can I complain about? Oh yeah, the load times are ridiculous. Each game has 4 quarters, as basketball games have, and there are load times that are this long in between each quarter. That's right, a whole minute. You have to wait through 1 minute per quarter for these stupid loading screens. And there are 4 quarters per game, at least. That's 4 minutes of loading time per game. And in order to beat this game, I had to defeat 29 teams. That means 116 whole minutes of loading times, not including all the games that I lost. Over 2 hours of my life wasted on this stupid, boring screen. They could have at least added some music.
Ain't no ball like a basketball, cause a basketball's got that bounce. Ain't no ball like a basketball, cause a basketball's got that bounce. Ain't no ball like a basketball, cause a basketball's got that bounce.
Also, it annoys me how the dunks are so choppy. The ball doesn't even go through the net half the time on the dunks, but whatever. I had to beat all the NBA teams that existed at the time, including ones that don't exist now, like the Seattle Supersonics and the Vancouver Grizzlies. So, in order to beat all these teams, I had to try a few different strategies. So, like, I had 2 different three-point shooters at a time. Sometimes I'd have 2 shot blockers on the court. For me, though, I thought having one big who can rebound and dunk well, and one guard who can pass well and shoot some mid-range and the occasional 3 was the best combination. I found my favorite 2 teams to be the Miami Heat with Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway Sr., and of course the Utah Jazz with John Stockton and the MVP who shall not be named. These pairs gave me the versatility I needed to conquer the NBA. There was no Michael Jordan or Shaq or Barkley, 3 of the best players in the league at the time, which is a shame because they couldn't get licensed. You do have a young KG and a young Kobe, but no Allen Iverson, which is a bit odd since he was the #1 draft pick at the time, and he'd blow up to be one of the league's biggest stars soon after this game's release. This game has insane rubber banding AI. Whenever you get a decent lead of 8, 10, maybe 12 points if you're lucky, the other team just goes berserk with its defense, stealing the ball almost instantly and making buckets just as easily. This wouldn't be too bad, I guess, but it gets annoying when your friendly AI just quits on you. Sometimes they'll just be right in front of the opponent and won't contest the shot for no reason at all. Normally I'd be glad that there was some challenge, but with 4 freaking minutes of load time for each game, every loss felt like I was getting my head stomped in by Joel Embiid. There aren't any special bosses or anything, you just gotta beat each team. There are a bunch of unlockable teams, but honestly, I don't care. The graphics don't make them look like anybody in particular, so just forget it. My final record was 29-7. Yippee. But wait, after you beat every team, NBA Jam Extreme ain't done. Now you gotta go to the playoffs. I beat the Jazz twice in the first round, but then I just tapped out like I was getting choked by Dr. J. I couldn't do it anymore. There was this minigame that got activated a couple times, but I have no idea why. Here's what it looked like. Yep, that was it. I was the Kembe Mutombo, so I didn't score many points in this shootout minigame. Go figure. Alright, now it's time of the show where we talk about a name in the credits. You do get some of the NBA Jam humor with the credits. They give all the people some goofy nicknames, which is a nice fun touch. Today we'll pick Marv Albert. He's an iconic NBA commentator, a Hall of Famer in fact, who got his start commentating sports way back in the 1960s. With a career that lasted over 5 decades, his voice quickly became associated with the sport of basketball.
Gets it to LeBron for 3 for the win. Yes! LeBron James!
NBA Jam Extreme looks to be his first time commentating for a video game, but his talents really were not utilized well.
Jazz up by 7. I smell smoke from the arc. 30 seconds. It's in the hole. I smell smoke. I smell smoke. I smell smoke. Oh my goodness. I smell smoke. I smell smoke.
I think with the audio capabilities of the PlayStation, they would have jam-packed this thing with fun one-liners for Albert to say, but they really didn't seem to try. Albert would go on to commentate over some of the NBA Live games over a decade later, which I think makes more sense. His voice is certainly better suited for a simulation-type basketball game. Alright, this is the part where I need your help, everybody. We have in the comments below a link to a straw poll where you can vote for 3 randomly selected games. These 3 were Army Men Green Rogue, Superstar Dance Club #1 Hits, FIFA Soccer 97. Or, if you don't like any of those, you can vote random. We'll pick another random game. So the next game we're going to do is one I'm pretty excited for. One I've been looking forward to playing for a long time. I've had it on my shelf for a couple years, but I haven't gotten around to playing it. In honor of Final Fantasy 16 coming out, we're going to be playing Final Fantasy 9. Whoa! Tune in next week.